Relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support. Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation. Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Warmer weather, sunny skies, summer is here. At the Walker, this means mini golf is open on the rooftop. Artist-led activations return to the hillside, and the cinema has a series of curated films. It's the perfect time to visit. Gallery admissions are free every Thursday night and free every day for members and citizens of tribal nations. Learn more at walkerart.org/summer.
Heart health is more than just the physical well-being. It represents like a foundation of vitality, resilience, and the ability to live fully.
Your heart carries stories of resilience, love, and survival. Caring for your heart means honoring yourself and the generations before and after you. It means protecting your ability to gather, laugh, and be present. Learn more about your heart health at hennepincounty.gov/heart-beats, because your story matters and your heart beats for generations.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms possible with a low of 73. Then Tuesday, sunshine with a high of 92. See Wicked, the Broadway sensation that tells the untold true story of the Witches of Oz. Experience the magic at the Orpheum Theater from July 8th through August 9th. Get tickets at hennepinarts.org. Book now for best evening performance availability starting July 15th.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be Indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Hey, we're going to have Maren Hardy of Spirit Care Services, and later on, Vin Dionne, Indigenous Protectors Movement, and getting updates from these warriors that work hard on the streets and work for our people here in Turtle Island. Hey, I just want to bring up a couple things real quick. Good on the birthright and bad on the transgender. We talk about news. There's so much stuff happening all the time. I want to give a quick shout out to remind everyone that in Appleton, Minnesota, they're trying to open up a closed prison for our immigrant brothers and sisters to put in, and we need to be aware of that and talk about that more often and more. But there's just so much. And one of the things I wanted to do is bring on our producer, Misko, and talk a little bit too, because this warm weather reminds me of a couple things. It's powwow season, and we really always love to talk about etiquette and things like that to all our people listening all over Turtle Island, and especially our allies too. And sometimes it seems a little tricky what's going on, and we're going to try and straighten a few things out. Misko, welcome as always to be in front of the camera here on Native Roots Radio. Ho!
Bonjour, Kakinawiya. My name is Misko, and I'm just glad to be on the show today. It is powwow season, so there's a lot of powwows happening all over Turtle Island. I'm more up to date and up to news with the powwows in Minnesota, but I know there's powwows in Iowa, there's powwows in Wisconsin, there's literally powwows in every state. If you look online, you can find powwows near you. There's powwows.com that has a calendar. And yeah, anyone is welcome to come to a powwow. A powwow is not a closed ceremony. There are, amongst all the tribes that we have, closed ceremonies that are not open to the public, but powwows are a social gathering, a public gathering that anyone is welcome to, and we love seeing our non-native relatives coming and showing support at our events.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. There's things Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Misko.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, again, everyone is welcome because we have vendors, we have food vendors, local artists, and different kinds of vendors at our events. And powwows can range from thousands of people, thousands of spectators and dancers to only a couple hundred. I know we have some here in the Twin Cities. Our local schools have powwows. The Minneapolis American Indian Center has powwows. Various different reasons for powwows because they are celebrations, so they can be for school honoring our graduates. They can be for memorials for family members who've passed or relatives that we want to honor. So there's many different reasons for powwows, and again, everyone is welcome to come and join these social gatherings and celebrations.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really important too. And I know we talk about this because well, for one, you're an artist, and then we have a booth too where we have artists represented in a Native Roots trading post. And it's always cool that our allies ask us if it's okay to buy things. But I also want to remind people too that are out and about when they see this, ask the person running the vendor who made this. And if they can't really tell you who made this, I wouldn't buy it, because that's the one thing. It's like, who made this? And it's not made in China. It's made by a real person.
Yeah, everything that the dancers wear are handmade, and it is super important that you support Native artists for Native art because, one, it is illegal to purchase art that claims to be Native, but it's not made by, an enrolled Native American citizen. And yeah, and again, like when you go to these events, you do want to be respectful to the people, respectful to the things that we're wearing. There's specific terms that we like to use in regards to our cultural outfits. A lot of times you hear regalia, you hear outfit, or cultural wear, just because when you wear a costume, you're projecting and you're trying to be somebody that you're not, and you're dressing up as someone that you're not. But when you wear your regalia or your dance outfit, you are showing who you are, because our outfits are handmade. They represent who we are. The designs on our outfit come from our specific tribes. Colors are chosen to represent who you are. And yeah, again, once you go to powwows, there is powwow etiquette. So when you do go, there's a big arena, and then there's bleachers on the outside. And so when you go, the bleachers are for the spectators. There's specific areas designated for elders, for dancers. And so just be aware, just if there's like chairs set out, maybe people bring their own chairs. And if you can't find a chair, Always bring your own chair. Otherwise, bleachers are there. With pictures, you wouldn't go up to a random stranger on the street. I know in this day and age, you get a lot of people recording and taking pictures without your consent, and you probably wouldn't like that. And so that's the same for the dancers. If you want to take a picture with somebody, I know I used to dance a lot, and I'd just have someone holding a camera in my face, and it just felt very disrespectful when they didn't ask me. So again, just, be respectful when you go in the arena. Don't walk across where the dancers are dancing. But there are specific songs called intertribals where spectators are, welcome to come out and dance. And you don't even have to dance. You can just walk around the circle with everyone and just feel the good, positive energy that's there. And then again, there's also specific songs for specific dancers, and then those are times where you just watch and you don't go out there.
Yeah, it really good information. I know, like the chicken dance and thing like that. The men's dance is so athletic, and I know. Well, I've seen you dance too, and it's 100 degrees, and it's just an amazing thing. A lot of the powwows now are going to be outside, and it's really hot out there, and it's hard work, and it's exercise, and it's pretty intense. But I like it when they ask for everyone to come out there, and I just do my little, my little move.
Yeah, for sure. And always listen to the MC. There's a guy or maybe a few people on the mic telling everybody what to do. Just listen to them. If they say, hey, everyone come out and dance, go out and dance. And if they're like, hey, everyone clear the arena, that's time for specific people to come out. And we love seeing like people who aren't in regalia come and dance, because it's like, I don't know, just we're sharing energy, and it's just like so happy to be around everybody.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love what you're saying there. It's one of the things I wanted to talk about real quick, because we only got about a minute left, Misko, is talking about when you bead something, like a medallion for somebody or earrings, there's a prayer in every one of those beads.
Yeah, one thing that I've been taught, so here I actually have something here on my table. Everything on here, it's one of the leggings I've been working on for years, and it takes so long to make this, and there's a prayer in every single bead. We don't throw away beads because each bead has a spirit, and when you're working with those spirits, you put your energy into it. So if you're creating something, have positive energy, and when you go out, you'll have positive energy and pass it on to people.
Wow, great information. Thanks, Misko, for jumping on here. Up next, we're going to see our friend Maren Hardy and get an update on what the heck elders need to know what's going on with this ever-changing world. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and again, Big Peeny Gigi, thank you so much, Misko, for jumping on. Hey, we'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio.
Culture prevents so many negative things from happening to us as individuals and as communities.
Strong roots begin with a healthy heart. For Indigenous women, heart health is part of caring for community, culture, and future generations. Even small steps can help protect what matters most. Discover ways to support your heart at hennepincounty.gov/hearts-beats, because your heart beats for generations. Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Did you know that the Walker has a cinema that shows film almost every week? From artist talks, genre-defined performances, and world premieres to archival shorts and experimental soundscapes, the Walker Cinema explores all modes of global and local filmmaking. Get your first tickets for free. Visit walkerart.org/cinema to learn more. That's walkerart.org/cinema. See you at the movies. Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovated Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis Air dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and I want to be your next United States Senator, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert Pilot, and I sent out an SOS smoke signal to our friend Maren here to come on, and because, you know, Maren, if I'm here talking by myself, I'm the king of ums, so I really appreciate coming on and giving our listening audience. I know there's a lot of elders that listen to the show and giving updates on what's happening in the community, and good and bad for them. So thank you, Maren, for coming on. It's Maren Hardy, Spirit Care Services. Welcome.
Bonjour, Robert. Thanks, of course. And I'm always your go-to girl. That's right. I don't shy away from the press. If you know me at all, I remember when I was working for AICDC and I ran the HSA tent at the wall. And of course, you had all the news there every day. And I was camera ready. So I don't shy away. I love it. But, you know, and especially in our community, we need to get the word out about what's going on. And, you know, with the DHS fiasco and services, and we're still dealing with our own stuff with them and this whole revalidating for spirit care. And it's just tough, you know, it's especially like ours that are boots on the ground with our elders every day. It's a very not fun situation to be in.
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming in and talking about this and talking real about this too. It's really important, and I know again your boots on the ground, and yeah, I didn't realize you were doing that during the Wall of Forgotten Natives too, and that is still an issue. I mean, if Franklin Avenue looks like a prison now because they have fences everywhere, and just a lot. I was just at the Indian Center today, and it's hot, it's deadly out there, and we have elders out on the street too.
It's awful, and you know, I'll tell you, talking a little bit about back to my outreach days and being a homeless response coordinator, and you know, being in recovery myself for years, and it's just, you know, they're just not doing anything about our people. You know, it's once again the invisible people, and you drive under that bridge on Hiawatha and Cedar. It's insane. It's literally insane. And again, you know, I see you were having Vinny on the show and the Indigenous Protectors Movement, and I talked to Vinny about that. And where are those navigation tents? You know, the idea would be great if you could have the roof depot, you know, that area over there off 26th and Cedar. It's already fenced in. It's not being used. The city owns it. Why not put the navigation tents up there? Hire Vinny and his guys to run it. Vinny said that they would. I mean, and then you have everyone there. You have your resources there. Their case managers are there. You can get showers there. And I'll tell you, Robert, the whole idea is, and just because from my own life as an addict, the last thing people want to do is be getting high, but the police are around. So all the money you cost the city for cleanup all the time, hire 2 off-duty cops to be there from the night hours and just sitting outside. Because that navigation tent, that navigation center on the first of the month was literally escaped from New York. It was insane.
Wow.
It was just awful. But if you have someone like Vinny, who also knows the streets, who also knows the world of recovery, these guys are all sober themselves. And why not have them be security? You know, it's just because we know our people aren't going anywhere. They're not leaving the area. All the drug dealers aren't going anywhere. And it's just, but the hard part for me, and then I'm getting off track here, that with our city council who has stopped the police from arresting people for doing drugs on the street. They passed an ordinance. You cannot arrest someone if you see them with a needle because it might be insulin. It's insane. So, but I digress. It's just if you don't talk to the people who actually do the work, how are you supposed to get solutions?
Right. And then, you know, I was at a MUD meeting, and I know our friend Robert Lilligren talks about this a lot, and we talk about this. The city blames the county. The county blames the state, and the state blames the city, and it's just a big circle. It's just amazing. That's their game, and
Right.
it's really a bummer.
It's past the buck. It's past the buck. And again, I know that the jails are overcrowded or there's a shortage of police, but I'll tell you, and I know this from, and I say things not from what I think you should do. I only do my life's experiences, right? So if you get arrested for doing drugs on the street, 9 times out of 10, you have a warrant, not only in one county, but multiple counties. And the fact is, when we're out there using, we don't know how to live, right? So we have no idea. All we care about is surviving and getting our next fix. Now, that was never my drug of choice, so I don't know the sickness of that. But if you go to jail, you can do telesis in jail. You can get treatment in jail, and you get a chance to have a clear mind to think, do you want to go back out there? But if 1 or 2 people get arrested from shooting up on the street or doing what they do on the street, they will not do it on the street anymore. They will not be out in the open. They will hide it again, because now it's a free for all. They don't care. They're everywhere. It's awful, and it's sad. But if the city doesn't talk to the AICDCs or the Vinnies or the people who are out here doing the work, the outreach workers, about how can we combat this together, instead of having these dumb ass round talking circles, which I cannot stress enough how stupid they are. Because all you just, we're going to have another talking session. How many of these are we going to have before we see some of this instead of this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I appreciate that. That's right on that. One of the things, one of the things that I want to talk about too is that, the services being cut by the federal government. And what can our elders do? Where can they find out information? And I know you have a lot of information about that.
I do. And, we actually, because Hennepin County, I don't know what is going on with them, but they started slashing services, trying to be more economically feasible. And it's not economically centered. It's client centered. So we've been in talks with DHS about this, and we just got an email back from DHS that set the stage, and they said, Hennepin County, you are not allowed to cut services unless a change of their condition or it's their annual assessment. So all these service agreements that they have cut for our elders in the Phillips community, like wanting them to take the bus, they have to reinstate. It makes zero sense when you have an elder who trying to get to the Indian Center for lunch and they can't even go to the bus stop because everyone's getting high at the bus stop, but yet you want them to take the bus. So DHS has been super helpful with that, but I have no idea where this was coming from, why they're trying to cut/slash services or save money, because it's only Hennepin County, Robert. It is no other county is slashing these services.
Wow.
So
we got a couple. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say really quick. So for any client or any elder out there, anyone with any waiver, if services are being cut, you absolutely have the right to appeal it. You have the right to know how much is in your budget for your waiver, because 9 times out of 10, you have a lot more money than you think you do. And if you need things like a scooter or a shower chair or anything like that, you are eligible for these things. And Robert has my contact information, and please feel free to reach out. I mean, again, no boundaries. I answer my phone. I want to get everyone all the work that they need, because you know what? You're on such a fixed income that you deserve everything that you're eligible for.
Absolutely. And that's one thing I was going to say. We got like a couple minutes here. I want people to be able to click on your website, give out how people can contact you and see the great work that your organization's doing.
Oh, absolutely, Robert. If you could put up the website link and the phone number, that would be awesome. But people reach out. It's info@spiritcareservices.com. Robert will put up our office number. And then it's just, there's a lot of resources out there. And I was told, and I can't confirm this because I don't work for Hennepin County, but I was told that people with vouchers are now going to be eligible, or people with waivers are now going to be eligible for vouchers for moving, for homes for up to 3 years. if you're on a waiver, which is super exciting because it's not like the Section 8 voucher where you have to wait. But if you have this waiver, let's give me a phone call. Let's get you signed up for services. I mean, you deserve it, and we're here to help.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. One more time for the number of your office.
Robert, I thought you had it. I don't know that one by heart.
Or your own number or whatever number. The producer's checking right now. She's
the phone number, the office phone number is 612-295-0224. And then it's info@Spirit Care Services. And you can get on that link also because there's also a link to donate to the third annual Native American Elders Day, which, if there's anyone from the Red Lake Nation out there up north listening, I need you to please, please, please reach out to to the elder coordinator out there because I haven't heard back from them and we want to get you guys down here. Leech Lake, I heard you might not have money this year. Let's start fundraising because we need everyone down here this year. Again, it's a really big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a fun deal, and it's a great deal. And Maren, I just really appreciate you coming in and lighting a fire here on the show. I really, really appreciate that.
Anytime.
But I also really appreciate all the things you do and have done for the community. And really, it's great to see you. And I'm glad you mentioned Vinny because he's up next.
We love Vinny. It's my brother. So awesome. Well, anytime, Robert. And Chimigwich for having me on. And I'd love to get on a few more times to talk about Elders Day.
Yeah, we'll get you on a lot longer than this, and we'll have a great talk. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
We've got the number here. It looks like, yes, there it is.
Yay!
295. Thanks, Misko. 0224. info@spiritcareservices.com. We'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio. Thanks again.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Did you know that the Walker has a cinema that shows film almost every week? From artist talks, genre-defined performances, and world premieres to archival shorts and experimental soundscapes, the Walker Cinema explores all modes of global and local filmmaking. Get your first tickets for free. Visit walkerart.org/cinema to learn more. That's walkerart.org/cinema. See you at the movies. Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovated Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
Maintaining our health, particularly our heart health, is very important to us as a family.
Your heart gives you time with family, time with community, time to pass down what matters. Protecting your heart helps keep those moments alive. A visit with a healthcare provider can be one step toward a healthier future. Learn more at hennepincounty.gov/hearts-beats. Your heart health is essential because your heart beats for generations.
Programming is supported in part by Health Partners. If you're age 65 plus and qualify for medical assistance, you may also qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. This all-in-one plan bundles Medicare, medical assistance, prescription drug coverage, and dental coverage into one simple $0 premium plan that also includes $0 medical copays. In addition to saving money, you can get lots of extra benefits and perks, like a dedicated care coordinator, up to $400 each year in rewards for preventative screenings, transportation, a fitness club membership, and more. This can help you live safely and healthy and independently. If you're a senior on a budget, transportation assistance can be huge. Plus, who couldn't use an extra $400 these days? Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal.
Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Warmer weather, sunny skies, summer is here. At the Walker, this means mini golf is open on the rooftop. Artist-led activations return to the hillside, and the cinema has a series of curated films. It's the perfect time to visit. Gallery admissions are free every Thursday night and free every day for members and citizens of tribal nations. Learn more at walkerart.org/summer.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 68, then Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms possible with a high of 87. Add a little flair to the long Independence Day weekend with a wonderful meal from an Eat Local Minnesota restaurant. Eat Local Minnesota restaurants have a great variety of cuisines with gift card and takeout options available too. Check out the list of restaurants at eatlocalminnesota.com.
You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Oh, this is Dallas Goldtooth, and you're listening to the Native Roots Radio. Hoka, hicha, wecha.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert Pilot, and we are here with our friend Vin Dionne, Indigenous Protectors Movement, and all-around great guy. Vinny, thanks so much for coming on. A lot going on. You guys are boots on the ground, and if nothing else, I just love having you on and saying I appreciate you and appreciate all the work you and your family do for the community, which is not going unnoticed. And again, a big peeny gigi for coming on, and thank you.
Thanks, Robert. Happy to be here today.
So let me just get personal here for a second. You look like you're in great shape. You've been doing a lot of running. That's got to be just a great feeling, huh?
Thank you for bringing that up, Robert. You know, last year, I didn't know it at the time, but I went into the doctor. Right, my parents kind of were going through some health issues, right? And it was something to do with their hearts, you know, and it kind of happened back to back with them. And it kind of worried me because you think about the hereditary stuff and things like that. So really it made me like, you know what, I'm going to call NAC and make an appointment. So I went in, made an appointment, and then I found out that I was pre-diabetic. I had high blood pressure and I had high cholesterol. And so, you know, we always think we're young forever, right? I remember like 6-7 years ago, I was in the best shape of my life. So like very humbling to find that out, you know, but us with our bodies, our native bodies, it's hard for us to break these foods down, right? In the colonized world setting. So I got on blood pressure meds, but also I had to do something about that, you know, and it was tough at first because I wasn't exercising for a while there, you know. Then last year, you know, with Mini Shields, we had a lot. I was working 70-hour work weeks, you know, like that's our jobs and our roles that we have in the community. It kind of gets in the way sometimes of our own personal health, right? So, you know, we hit the Metro Surge came about, and, you know, I realized that even with taking my meds and giving up sugar and watching what I ate, my blood pressure was still through the roof, you know? So I went back to the doctor and like, what can we do here? I was thinking it was more mental health stuff, you know, but they said that you need exercise. So I got out there and I started running again because it's been a while since I ran, you know, and body felt sore, went out a couple days later. And so for the last, I say 4 or 5 months, I've been on that journey of getting my body back in shape, you know? So while I was doing that and just being who I am as a person, I like to challenge myself. I like, you know, so also I wanted to give myself a goal to move towards. And so I just went ahead and did it, and I signed up for the Twin Cities Marathon. And I've never ran a marathon before ever in my life. It was always like 5K races, 10K races. The furthest race I ever did was a half a marathon, and that was the furthest I ever ran. And one, that's 13.1 miles. So even when I was in shape running, I was always scared of that marathon distance, And finally, I had to take my own advice because you only grow when you do things you haven't done, right? No matter how scary they are. So I just went ahead and I signed up for this race, and then I started doing the research, and I got a whole training plan going. And so for the last 4 months, I've been running 5 days a week, and doing like exercise workouts twice a week. I actually have it written down for 3 times a week, but I've only been doing twice. But
Right on. The only time I was running was when I was young, running from the cops, but that's another story or another show. But yeah, I appreciate that. And it's cool too because I didn't realize you were doing that until I saw your videos. And then I don't know, has it been a while since I've seen you? Because you've really transformed, I think, since last time I saw you, and it doesn't seem like it's been that long.
yeah, this last time, I go to NAC. I utilize all the resources that we have here in our community, Native American Community Clinic. I go there for all my health needs, mental health needs. They got a good program over there. So, this last time I went to do my checkup for my high blood pressure and stuff with my physician over there. They were like, wow. They seen how much weight I lost. They were like, you are glowing, and it does feel good when you can transform your body in a healthy way by diet and exercising, because it takes discipline. It's tough, to watch what you eat, to get out there every day. Yesterday's run. I had to do a 3 miler. Luckily, it was only 3 miles yesterday. It was hot yesterday. That was a tough one, and I got another 4 miles I got to do today. After this, so I'll be doing that. But
Well, when you're talking to people and maybe giving them some advice of the journey you've gone through, it's kind of like inch by inch, it's a cinch, yard by yard, it's hard. So you knocked off smaller goals at a time and increased them.
yeah, just like in any way, when I really wanted to change my life around and do better and move in a positive way, right? You can be starting here. And if you think about this long journey, it's easy for us to get distracted, like, oh, that's too hard, that's too much. Yeah, we could set this long-term goal, but in the meantime, if we set just little itty bitty tiny goals and we just start reaching those goals, after a while, we're moving up, you know. And so that hard goal you had set here doesn't seem so far away no more, just like right now, that marathon goal that I have, that seemed like so far fetched when I first, I'm like, this is going to be a tough long-term goal, but I'm going to have to do it by showing up every day, by having that strong mindset. No matter how tired I am, no matter how long my day is, I'm going to have to go there and pound some pavement, that's where I'm at. And I think this is my 8th week as far as this plan that I signed up for. I'm on a 20-week plan through the Runner app that I signed up for. So I'm like on week 8 of this, this pretty, I don't want to say the word rigid, but this training schedule. And so in week 8 I'm in right now, it's just it's getting easier. It's getting easier by the day. It's getting easier by the week. So, and I just feel stronger. And I'm like, the further along I go, the easier it looks like I'm gonna,
I saw you at a meeting today, and I know you take on a lot of meetings, so you have to like really set time and schedule too, because you are, sitting down a lot in these meetings.
Yeah. And all thanks to my wife, Rachel. She really supports this journey that I'm on. Because it's a lot too. We're both busy. And then after work, we have a baby. We have a 2.5-year-old, so she's been very supportive, as in like, you gonna go do your run today? Like, yeah, I'm gonna go get it done. So
Nice, nice. Well, that's I'm so glad we were able to talk about your journey. This is it's great and inspiring too. I mean, I do a little, but I'm an old man now. I'm 65, and but I try and get my 10, 15,000 steps in the morning. And if I don't get them done in the morning, they won't happen. So that's why I need to do it at a certain time every day. And it looks like you have to do your exercise, at least your runs, it looks like at night.
I am a night runner. Sometimes it will be right after work. Sometimes we have to make sure get the baby to bed first too before I can get out there, you know. When I do my weekend runs, though, those are daytime runs, usually in the mornings if I can get out in the mornings, but or the afternoons, you know. Look forward to those Saturday long runs. I just did a 14-mile long run this past Saturday. That's the second longest run I've ever done in my life. So, you know, and when you do start doing things like that, it just seems like this marathon goal is more doable, you know.
That's amazing. How long did it take you to run 14 miles?
I'd have to look at my watch, but it was over 2 hours, maybe like 2 hours and 15 minutes, 2 hours and 20 minutes, something like that.
Wow, that's amazing. And this has to help your work. And we want to talk about Indigenous Protectors Movement and all the things that you do, but a happy, healthy mind, a healthy body, healthy mind, right?
It really goes hand in hand. Your not just your production, but like your overall mindset. You know, when your body feels good, you feel good. You know, when you have that energy, it just feels positive. You know, and that does translate to the workout here, and gives you a little more discipline.
Yeah, well, I'd like to talk a little bit about what's happening on the avenue and the work you're doing too in the next segment.
Yeah.
You know, we just had Maren on, and we were both yelling at the way things are happening because you know, it looks like Franklin Avenue and parts of Franklin Avenue is a prison with all these fences and things, and that's not what our community deserves.
That's correct. We are the city of fences right now, you know. When I go to these meetings, I say, yeah, it's good for the fence company, but what about the rest of us? You know?
Right. Exactly. And we talk about, and I know Robert Lilligren talks about that, but we talked about so much with our relatives that are house or have no home, about how the city points at the county, and the county points at the state, and the state points at the city, and it's just it's a vicious circle that then nothing happens. And it's got to be hard because Indigenous Protectors Movement and you guys do a lot of work in the community, and it's got to be hard not to. You guys could do a lot with that money and that support, and you have done a lot for our community, and I just want to advocate for that too.
Man, it's been a lot. You know, my daytime job, I'm the manager for the AICDC outreach team. This is my 6th year of doing outreach. Been out here in the streets a long time. You know, when I first started this work, I thought I was going to be able to show my lived experience and really change this thing around and end homelessness. You know, that was my goal. But it's tough. We're dealing with active addiction, you know, active addiction, which I'll say is rooted in trauma, you know, and starting with the generational trauma, but also the traumas that our people are facing out here today, you know, on a day-to-day basis. And right
Mhm.
now in our community, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. What's going on with the stress, not just as a worker, but like with our community members too, you know. Sitting in I'm also the co-chair for the mud safety committee, and so
Yeah.
you know our community members will come in there with, you know, when they need their voice heard. And so, you know, they have been coming to our meetings, and they, you know, for their voices to be heard, and a lot of our people are living in fear right now, you know, our elders, our children.
Let's talk more about that, Vinny. Hey, we're with Vinny Dionne, Indigenous Protectors Movement, and marathon runner. Hey, we'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio. Oh, wow. Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovated Minneapolis American Indian Center, executive chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
Heart health is more than just the physical well-being. It represents like a foundation of vitality, resilience, and the ability to live fully.
Your heart carries stories of resilience, love, and survival. Caring for your heart means honoring yourself and the generations before and after you. It means protecting your ability to gather, laugh, and be present. Learn more about your heart health at hennepincounty.gov/heart-beats, because your story matters and your heart beats for generations. Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Did you know that the Walker has a cinema that shows film almost every week? From artist talks, genre-defined performances, and world premieres to archival shorts and experimental soundscapes, the Walker Cinema explores all modes of global and local filmmaking. Get your first tickets for free. Visit walkerart.org/cinema to learn more. That's walkerart.org/cinema. See you at the movies.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis Air. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis Air dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hi, it's Dr. Evan Adams, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio. Hey, Victor, you better be listening.
In this portion of the show, we'd like to bring awareness to our wolf and bear populations throughout Turtle Island. Say no to the hunts.
Hey, welcome back to Native Roots Radio. We are with our friend Vin Dionne, Indigenous Protectors Movement, and it's kind of fun. We didn't really plan this, but we were really talking about health and mental health and how they combine each other, and how goals, inch by inch it's a cinch, yard by yard it's hard, and this is a really good talk. Vinny, let's talk a little bit about what else you do. And I know it sounds like you got 3 jobs going on here, plus a beautiful family. And I don't know if you saw this, but your wife did an unbelievable article in the Circle, which is coming out tomorrow. And we're really excited. I don't know. I feel like I'm really excited to know you guys and be part of your Native family. So again, thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks, Robert. I'm just my wife is amazing. I could sit here and just talk about Rachel all day long. Being in a household with her and I, learn a lot from her, but also, I humble myself and take a back seat to Rachel as well too, and I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
How did you guys meet? I know the answer, by the way.
She just made a post about this. We met at an AIM meeting over at the Leech Lake office over there across from Matthews Park. And that was the first time that I've met her. And I'll give you my point of view on it. I knew she was an Aimster, and I just love to get to meet new people, especially people that are doing great work. And I know that Rachel was doing great work in her area, and she was talking about doing this walk for Leonard.
Yes.
And so I remember I went up to her and I was like, "Hey, I can help walk." Introduce myself. "Hey, how you doing? I'm Vinny. If you need any help running, I was like, I have ran before, so I can do that as well." And when I went up to speak to her, she kind of just like played me off, right? I was like, what, does she not like me or something? And come to find out later, she just told me that she was instantly smitten by me. She was attracted to me, so she was like scared when I went and talked to her. But I seen it differently. I seen her as like she didn't like me. So
Yeah. Well, what was great too was that we had Rachel call us on that walk every few days, and it was just amazing. And I ran into you guys. I was in Washington D.C. about ICWA, and then you guys came like the same day, and we were at the same place in front of the Supreme Court. And it's just like it's crazy to run into people in different states that that you know. It's just like, oh my God, you guys are here.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. So and then you guys worked together, and then that did that long trip. How many days was the walk for Leonard?
I believe it was 2 months, 2 months of walking. And so for my end of it, what I was doing, I had my daytime job here, right here in Minneapolis. I got to show up every day, which I always do, So on the weekends, I was like the weekend warrior. I would show up on the weekends, and then I would run with the staff and just give all the walkers like a day off, a day or two off, right? So also, just being around Rachel, it was kind of like my courting moment with Rachel. I was all warriored out, like, yeah, just give me the staff. I'll go from morning to nighttime, and I was, I knocked some hours, like like I think I one of the times I did like 20 miles in one clip. So I was able to help out there.
Yeah.
And that was kind of our courting stage. And so every weekend wherever they were at, I would show up, after work on a Friday, hit the
Mhm.
road and find where they were at. And then I would be there until Sunday night. Then I'm coming back to work for Monday. And I did that all the way till I think Ohio.
Wow.
Because every weekend they got further. So it was like I was going farther. I remember it started here, and then I remember us going to like the edge of Minneapolis or the edge of Minnesota, and then I remember us being in like uh Black River Falls, and just kept going a little further at a time. And before you know it, we're in Illinois and Chicago. That was amazing. I got to run through Chicago with the staff. Like that.
Wow.
That was a awesome experience. And yeah, all the way into Cleveland. Got to
Mhm.
walk with the staff through Cleveland, which was awesome too.
Yeah, that's totally amazing. And I got to ask you this too. And I don't think you and I have ever talked about this, but when Leonard, after putting all that effort in and planning, and with the last second of Biden's administration somewhat releasing Leonard must have been just unbelievable feeling of all the work that you put in and all the other people across the last 40, 50 years. That just must have felt just so great. And then you got to meet him when he came out.
All of that surreal moment, unbelievable, hard to describe or put into words. When we did this, I remember hearing Rachel's pitch about doing this walk. I mean, as kids, you grew up here in Minneapolis, you heard about AIM back in the day, but you also heard about Leonard. You seen the T-shirts, Free Leonard Peltier. And so, and also like the old Aimsters, these ones were giants to us. You know what I mean? This is who we looked up to. And you think about, they were fighting to get him out, and they couldn't get him out. And so, growing up, you're like, well, if our if our AIM leaders couldn't get them out, what are we going to do? You know what I mean? I think a lot of us like gave up on that fight. So to have Rachel come in with her fire and her desire and discipline and wanting to get this done, initially, I'm not even going to lie to you. I was just like, okay, we'll get to do a walk. Did I really think we were going to get them free? I didn't, you know, but I was going to do it anyway, and
I didn't
then
I didn't realize how emotional I would get. We at the end of the show for 8 years said "Free Leonard Peltier." That was the last thing we said on our show, and when it happened, it really hit me. I couldn't believe it, and kinda getting emotional right now just thinking about it.
yeah, I definitely cried, you know.
Yeah.
I also was locked up in the Bureau of Prisons, the Fed system, same time Leonard was. So of course in there we were never at the same prison yard together, but I was in the different types of prisons that he was in because he was in a high security. So I was at a high security. So I was definitely in there with a lot of people that did time with him, in prison that knew him very well. I met other AIM brothers inside there as well too. Those are the ones that that encouraged me to take up this activist work. I never seen myself as an activist. I remember reading like Clyde's book, Dennis's book, Russell's book while I was inside, and I thought about how amazing it would. I was like, it would be cool if AIM was still out here today, because I was hearing their stories, Dennis and Clyde, how they got out of prison and changed their lives around. I was like, that could be a great model for what I would like to do, And then boom, we get out and the ride's hit and AIM gets born again, and we're like, wow, is this it? And it's still going now, and helping getting the word out there and putting Leonard Peltier's story back into the media and, to the younger generation to see what's going on. And, with the political landscape, how it is now, and people have different mindsets, everything just all came together and it worked out. And especially having like Nick Tilson and Indian Collective and that whole crew over there taking it on, like, Indian, I got nothing but love and respect for them and how they get down and how they figured out this activist work in today's day and age,
Wow. Hey, Benny, thank you so much. Great conversation. Really appreciate you. I know you're watching your baby, so I appreciate you coming on. And wow, I'm glad we talked about a lot of stuff we've never talked about. Great to see you. Hey, everyone, we'll see you tomorrow. This is Native Roots Radio. If you're listening to us, you are part of the resistance. We're still here. We are the seventh generation. We'll see you tomorrow.
Culture prevents so many negative things from happening to us as individuals.